That was an absolutely insane way to end Daredevil Born Again Season 2. We got to talk about it. Full spoilers ahead. First of all, the entire courtroom sequence that takes up the entire first 25 minutes of this episode was absolutely peak. I'm so glad in these last few episodes we've finally gotten back to Matt Murdock being a lawyer. And I'm not going to lie, the moment of Fisk being on the stand but whispering so that only Matt Murdock can hear him with his superpowers is absolutely insane. One of the coolest things this show has ever done. And then Matt just being an idiot and responding in full volume in front of everybody, kind of funny. But of course, here we also get Matt Murdock finally giving his I am Iron Man moment where he just confesses that he is in fact Daredevil. And I'm not gonna lie, this was such a dope reveal for this to happen. And really the 5th season of Daredevil is absolutely crazy, but it made me realize how much I miss the double secret identities in Superhero Project. If you think about it, in the MCU, almost all of the heroes have their full identity out there besides Spider-Man, obviously Matt Murdock, who just revealed himself. But man, it was such a cool scene. Of course, the case goes against Fisk, and with him losing Vanessa and everything, he finally absolutely loses it here. Because almost immediately after the case is settled, there's that one assassination attempt, and then it's immediately okay, the entire city is at war, which did feel like it was moving way too quick. I was like, where are all these people getting their Daredevil masks? But then we just see Fisk literally just mowing down civilians. I did really love at the end of this war, the face-to-face we get from Matt and Fisk of them just being like, okay, you have to accept the Attorney General's deal. Just accept it. I'm going to jail. These characters have had so many face-to-face moments, especially in this season already. I feel like we finally needed this one to be some closure. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Vincent D'Onofrio as Fisk. He's one of the best comic book villain performances we've ever got, but I think in season 3 of Born Again, we kind of need a break from him in this story. He can still be around in the background. Maybe he comes back in season 4 for a bigger role. I do want him to face other MCU characters like Spider-Man and stuff in the future. I just think for this next season, after this ending, we need to have a little bit of a break of him. Now, there's already been set photos from season 3. We see him walking around, so he gets back from the beach that he's on, apparently. Like I said, he's a great character. He's so integral to this story. I'm not mad that he's still here, but I do think after this, we need a little bit of a break. And really, the end of this episode kind of just does a speed montage of showing oh, here's where all the characters are. You see Heather, she's finally putting on the Muse mask. Again, we all kind of theorized that this was going to happen. Very popular theory, but there were set photos that leaked at this when they started filming season 3. Sadly, that wasn't really a full surprise. Also, Matt being in prison. Of course, the actor that plays Luke Cage, he literally posted this photo on his Instagram weeks ago, spoiling that Matt ends up in prison. But I do think that's setting up for something very interesting, and I don't think he's going to get out of prison as soon as people think in season 3. I think he might actually be there for a decent amount of the season. I know I'm kind of jumping around, but I did also love him and Karen's final goodbye here back in this spot. That was a really good scene. Speaking of Luke Cage earlier, he does of course come back. He reunites with Jessica and his daughter here, and I am excited to see these Defenders back. Luke Cage was oddly enough the first Marvel TV show of the Netflix series that I ever watched. I don't know why, that's just the first one I picked. Seeing him finally back in the MCU is super cool to see. I also get to see Mr. Charles and Bullseye flying off somewhere. I really hope they're back next season, or at least in another MCU project. Both such incredible characters and performances. And overall, I think this was a really strong season finale. It wasn't perfect. I think everything with the war again happened very fast and kind of felt goofy at different parts, but it really nailed all the moments it needed to nail and has me excited for season 3. I think we're finally getting the kinks out of this Born Again series after season 1. Season 2 still not perfect, but a definite improvement in the story. I think season 3 could be generational. Now, if you missed it, we got some early reviews of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and they are insane. If you want to hear all about that, click the video above my head right now, and thank you for watching.